right, well, we're so excited to have you today. I'm looking forward to this. Timon is a very amazing filmmaker at his young age. We're gonna ask him some
Thank you.
questions. Yeah.
Okay, so we sent you some questions ahead. We might rabbit trail just a little bit, if we hear something interesting.
Yeah.
But we'll just start off then. So for someone your age, you've created a lot of short films already, and you're obviously taking our course, but why do you do it?
Well, honestly, just probably it's really fun. Like, I just really enjoy making the films. I love the experience of going through the process of making a video from start to finish and just feeling like I've accomplished something. So
yeah, that's awesome. Do you have any like specific like moment when you realize like, oh, I love film or something like that?
Not really that I can think of. I mean, I've always enjoyed watching films, and then I've been making videos like just with my family for many years, and so just I think it's always just come naturally and just been really fun for me to make videos and films. So I don't think there really was a specific moment when I like realized how much I loved it, but I think I just always have.
That's awesome.
Nice. That's amazing. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. What you said, like just having something completed, like start to finish, having a project that you've worked on and you just can finish and say like, this is mine and it's done.
Yeah.
All right. And then what is something that inspires you in your filmmaking?
Something that inspires me. Probably just watching films, like, and being able to observe, like, oh, that was a cool, unique camera angle, or like that was cool how they delivered that line of dialogue and just thinking, how can I apply that to a film of my own?
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest inspirations probably for me.
No, I think that's so fun too. Like, we'll be watching movies all together, and it's always so fun when you can be like, oh, I recognize like what that shot means, and like how like, because other people watching will understand like the art of it, but it's cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Do you have, it's okay if you don't, but do you have like a specific movie in mind that sometimes when you watch, you're just like fascinated by sort of like the way that they made it, not just the story that's being presented?
That's a hard question.
It's okay if you don't have one on top of your head.
Yeah, no, probably not really. Just there are so many that are just really well made. Yeah.
For sure. Okay. What part of filmmaking do you find the most challenging? What frustrates you sometimes?
Maybe like just needing to accept that like it's not really possible to go from the like beautiful masterpiece in my head.
Yeah.
Because like it's always not as good as you imagine. So it's like sometimes challenging to accept the fact that it can't always be perfect. And so like I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I have to like learn how to accept things that don't go like as planned. So that's probably one of the most challenging things.
Totally. I totally understand. Anytime I've been making a movie, you always expect it to be like this Hollywood production.
Yeah.
And you watch it and you're like, it's so good, but it's not, red carpet.
So I have a follow-up question, if you don't mind. So you make videos with your family a lot. So how is it for you, like trying to communicate with your family, like the vision you have in your head? Because that's probably like one of the parts.
I feel like it is challenging with your family because you're too comfortable around them.
Yeah.
And so, like you tend to like it's hard not to like get into fights and stuff. But I've managed to make it work. So I mean, I guess that's an accomplishment on its own.
Oh yeah,
for being able to at least. So it can be hard, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Nice. And that's so cool that you guys all do that together.
And you seem to be in all of your films, I feel like all of your siblings and your parents just are very naturally good actors, so you're very blessed with that.
Yeah, it's definitely nice, yeah.
Okay. Movie? Do you want to read one?
Sure. Describe how you feel when you've completed a film. I guess we already kind of talked about this, but
yeah, well, it's a great feeling, like especially when I'm proud of like what I've like completed, because sometimes like that finished product I'm like, well, it could have been better, but it's a good feeling. It is a good feeling of accomplishment, especially when I'm proud of it. So
nice.
Oh, you're frozen.
And when you there you are. And when you finish like a project, do you like to like show it to your family, or I guess maybe they work on it with you?
Yeah. Well, sometimes they work on it with me, sometimes they don't. I do like to show people my films, which is one of the reasons that I like created a YouTube channel, and so like I'll post a lot of the stuff that I make on there. So yeah, I do enjoy sharing my work with people.
Cool.
Awesome. All right.
It's always good to flaunt your hard work though.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's not really done if you haven't shown someone.
Yeah.
All right. What are your goals as a filmmaker?
So like I'm hoping that when I get older, my love for filmmaking doesn't diminish, because that would be kind of sad. And so I hope to incorporate it into my career someday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope it sticks with me until like while I grow up, and so then like I can maybe even do it for a living, or at least do it just keep doing it for fun when I'm older. So I think my goals as filmmakers to just keep on doing it, and if it works out, do it for a career.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's spot on. That's love.
Yeah.
And definitely continue with that.
Yeah. A follow-up question. Has like making films like shown you any specific like role in filmmaking, like the filmmaking world that is like sticks out to you more, like writer, like actual cameraman? Which one do you think?
So I feel like I don't see myself as a very good director, but I love the cinematography and like the camera work part of it. I think that fascinates me the most, and it's like the most fun for me to do. So rather than like writer and director, more of like the cameraman, and I enjoy editing, and so like that's also a fun part. So probably more I'd lean towards cameraman, editor rather than like director and writer. But
that's awesome. I feel like a lot of people lean more towards like director and writer because they like the more like storyline part of it. But I think that there's so much art in like the camera angles and the editing too. It changes a movie.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Have you seen those YouTube videos where it's like different movies, like trailers edited in different genres?
Yes, I have seen those.
So funny.
Those are hilarious. Yeah.
And then like you can put different music to something, and it'll totally change the mood.
Yeah.
It just the mood is totally affected by like the editing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lifelong skill.
All right, now I guess coming back to us, but how has FS4T helped you grow in your skills?
I think Film School for Teens has taught me so much of like the basics of filmmaking, but also the details, and so like it's really just it teaches so many things that are so helpful. And I've learned so much about film analysis that like I recognize details I never would have noticed before in watching films. And it's also cool how Film School for Teens teaches that it's very possible to create like awesome films using like very minimal equipment. And so I think that's super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so true, because so many people don't have like that fancy stuff, lying around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and did you find that when you're going through the course, when you watch the movies, like as you're moving through the course, you start looking at them differently, or even watching different movies?
It's opened my eyes to like a bunch of different movies that I had never heard of that I've learned to love. And so like I really enjoyed like Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Mm-hmm.
Is like one of my favorites now.
As her
so good.
It is so good. Yeah. And like Signs, I had never heard of that before, and it's like so many good movies. So it definitely has opened my eyes to like different movies that I probably never would have watched, and I'm so glad I have.
Yeah, and they can all teach you so much, like how you said you like just like watching movies and noticing the different camera angles or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so much just from watching them, so that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, just from like talking to you and like from doing film school reading myself, I think that it's awesome like that there's so many more young people who are realizing that like they can like have an analysis of a film. Like you don't have to be some like art critic or whatever, film critic. Like so much and you're so young, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How old are you?
Well, so I'm 14 as of May 15th. So
nice.
Just turned 14.
Nice. Awesome. That's cool. Happy belated.
Thanks.
Are you going into high school then this year? Or are you already?
So technically I did high school math this year. Yeah. But then everything else, it's being homeschooled. It's just, you never know.
Yeah.
It's like, what grade am I in again? So
yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you that's just random. It really is not on my dad's list of questions or anything, but what was it like having a dog on set for like your last film? I don't remember what it was called, but
that was
Evan Hansen song.
Puppy Love. Yeah.
No. What was it called?
Yeah, it was Puppy Love.
Sure.
So it was challenging, but it was actually like not quite as hard as we were expecting. Like I feel like I was thinking about it like kind of negatively, like, oh, it's gonna be there's no way he's gonna do what we want him to do. And like our dog's named Max, and he's like this fat little he's like this corgi German Shepherd mix. Like he just like showed up at our house like 5 years ago. He's the sweetest dog. Anyway, but like my sister Anna, who's 16, she's like worked with him for a while and like trained him and stuff. So he knew some basic commands, so that definitely helped. But it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. Like it was challenging at times, but it was really fun.
Which was harder?
That's cool.
Working with the dog or working with your younger sibling?
Well, it varied. Sometimes it was, but no, my younger siblings, they're great.
That's cool. How many siblings do you have?
I actually have 7 siblings.
Wow.
So I'm the second oldest, so there's 6 younger than me.
Lots of responsibility.
Sister Anna. Yeah, definitely.
That's so cool. All right, there's just one left, so guess we're wrapping it up here. So just to finish us off, what advice do you have for other teens who are wanting to start learning about how to make movies?
I would say just like go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't just sit around thinking, oh, I really want to make movies. Oh, I really want to make movies. I'd say like some practice makes perfect, and like years of experience has to start somewhere. And so like figure out an idea, think about what you're going to do, and I'd say just like try it. And then when you have any questions, there's always like the internet is full of so many helpful, like there's so many YouTubers sharing like helpful filmmaking tips and tricks.
Yeah.
And so, like it's not hard to find the information you need, and the equipment is just right there with your smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I'd say just like go for it, and then you'll find out if it's the right thing for you. And just it's a good experience just to have done it. And just get more and more films under your belt gives you more and more experience and more like memories. So
yeah,
nice.
That was a great.
Definitely
answer.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Got a lot of wisdom up there.
Yeah, I loved what you said about like years of experience has to start somewhere, because many people are always like wanting to cut to that part down the road when they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
but you have to start at the beginning. And I mean, look at you, like. You already have years of experience, and it doesn't take that much like initiative. So,
yeah,
definitely. Well, this has been really fun.
Thank you so much for doing this.
About you.
Yeah.
Thank you for making time. This was really fun, and I think
it was no problem.
Enjoy hearing about your journey and like where you're going. And I guess that's
it. Any final thoughts?
All right. I don't think so. Just thank you so much for having me. This was really fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
Have a best day ever.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye.